New Year show. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and all lang syne?
The devil's on the loose and he's dancing with the mummy.
Now let's not jump to conclusions, Gooby. It's really just another episode of Macabre Cast. Doc Mark and Karis, the little mummy, here to bring you another episode of Macabre Cast, where we'll be dropping R's where they belong and adding them where they don't.
I don't know, I stole from my room.
Hi, Karis. I see the party's already started. How was your Christmas?
Well, I've been around for a couple thousand of them now, and they're all kind of pale in comparison to the one that kicked it all off. But I see the big Christmas show went well. Of course, you had to sucker punch everybody with that mushy emotional childhood memory.
Well, tonight it's about having a good time, and it's about the party and letting old acquaintances be forgot and all that fun stuff. So let's move on, shall we? First New Year's horror that always comes to mind for me is Terror Train, starring Jamie Lee Curtis, not long after her Halloween stint, or Halloween 2 anyway. This always reminded me of a sequel, like to the original Halloween in many ways, almost like, Jamie Lee Curtis grows up and goes to college, Laurie Strode, I should say, and then ends up on this train with another crazed killer.
Oh my gosh. Does that suck?
You could work it out so it could be somewhat of a sequel if you wanted to. But one of my favorites and a great one. I get a bunch of other ones here I've never even, well, some I've heard of but have never seen. New Year's Evil, Bloody New Year. Has anybody seen these? Are these any good? I think New Year's Evil is on Shudder at the time, so I might still get that one in under the wire. But curious what you guys think of these. Constantine 2 is officially in the works. It's got Keanu Reeves back. That was a decent movie back, but it came out a while ago. Surprised that they're even doing this. And Scream 7. No Jenna Ortega or Melissa Barrera. Surprised with that. What do you think about that? Have you seen Scream 5 or 6?
Who'd have thunk a character like Ghostface would carry on for so long, being all different killers,
And the Massachusetts Lottery got it right. Classic Monsters scratch tickets. I will have to pick up a few of these for myself. Karis, pour me another Miller Lite to go with this shot, please.
Sheesh. Who's driving? I hope not you.
Oh, and I also want to mention there's a new Canadian horror film coming out, In From the Outside. There's a teaser on YouTube. The link I just put on there looks pretty creepy.
Our chat Matt's on the line.
Tell me all about it. Let's talk. What could it hurt now? Let's talk. Won't you tell me what is wrong? Yeah. Let's talk.
Hey, Doc Mark and Little Karis. It's Hard Chat Matt here, wishing everybody a Happy New Year in the Macabre Cast crew. Speaking of the new year, I'm curious what movies or TV shows, horror-related, that you are most looking forward to in 2024, Dark Mark. Some of the ones I'm really geared up for is the Omen prequel, Universal has a working title for a movie called Radio Silence, which may or may not be a Dracula's Daughter type movie. There's also a ton of, looks like, prequels and sequels coming out. Nothing surprising there in the world of horror, but Strangers Chapter 1, Alien Romulus, Beetlejuice 2, Terrifier 3, a remake of Nosferatu, Maxine, which closes out Ty West X Trilogy, and I'm really hoping it will be released, but I won't hold my breath, is Peacock's Crystal Lake TV series. It probably won't be any good, but at this point, I'll take any Friday the 13th I can get, and I'll give the creators the benefit of the doubt, as their show Hannibal was really good. Really comes out. I think we also might be in a treat for a lot of, thanks to the writer's strike and the actor's strike, a lot of horror movies that have been sitting on the shelf for studios waiting for the right time to release them. I think they may get a chance to fill the gap on Hollywood's schedule here, so I'm hoping we really get some unreleased horror cult classics out of this. Anyways, once again, Happy New Year to everybody in the Macabre cast crew, and keep up the great work, Dark Mark.
Happy New Year, Horror Chat, Matt. You know, I did not know about an Omen prequel, and I don't know how I feel about that. I love the first 3 movies, and I think anything that's come after that, I haven't been too keen on. And as far as the Crystal Lake series, the show by Brian Fuller, I believe wholeheartedly in that. After seeing Hannibal and what he did with Hannibal and how good that was, I'm really excited for that. That may make me break down and get Peacock, because I no longer have Peacock. And I am looking forward to the new Nosferatu, and I always see a new Alien movie, even though, again, I think since Alien 3 hasn't had the same gumption, so to speak. But anyway, have a wonderful Happy New Year, Horror Chat Matt.
What would a New Year party be without Grim Kim in the Grim Facts?
Hi, Mark. Hi, little Karis. I am so sorry I keep forgetting to say hello to you, too. My apologies. Happy New Year. I hope everyone's enjoying their holiday season. I'm trying to get to some reading because I do love to read, and I always have books that I want to read, and I never seem to get there. But I started another deep dive into my beloved Stephen King, because I bought my 22-year-old son a couple of the anthologies. I think I got him, but I picked myself up Nightmares and Dreamscapes, which I'm fond of. I'm fond of them all, actually. But I was flipping through, and a lot of them I couldn't remember the short story, so it'll be a fun read. The other things I have going on are Nick Cutter's The Troop, which I mentioned before. I haven't read any more of it. I think it has like a zombie flavor to it. And then the other one, which was a big hit on my spooky book groups on Facebook this past year, is called Hidden Pictures. And I don't know if anyone has read that, but I'm interested. It's by Jason Rekulak, Rekulak. If anyone's interested in reading that, it's great reviews, and I can't wait to read it. It's just a matter of sitting down. I'm like Mark. I was watching a bunch of classics this week, and I got about halfway through Possessed with Joan, but I fell asleep, so I do want to finish that. I have The Bad Seed queued up, because that is just a perennial favorite of mine as well. So anyway, I would love to hear if you have a favorite King or King adaptation. You even are allowed to tell me that you hate King and everything he's done. That is allowed, absolutely. but I would love to hear. One of my favorites, I'm going to tell you, is The Long Walk, but it is frigging horrific in just like, I don't know, a real life sense. I love The Mist. I was very fond of the movie as well. I thought they did a great job with it. All right. Well, anyway, I hope you guys have a nice New Year's. And guess what? It's okay if you don't make any resolutions at all. It's okay to do that. We'll see if I do or not. The only resolution I'm going to do is to keep listening to Macabre Cast on Mondays and try to find tiny shreds of joy each day, and I wish that for you. Happy New Year!
Actually, Grim, I love Stephen King, although I don't love his endings of any of his books, to be honest. And favorite book would be Different Seasons, which had the original Shawshank Redemption, which was called Rita Hayworth or the Shawshank Redemption, had Apt Pupil, and it had Stand By Me, which was called The Body. And the last title of the four escapes me. Night Shift, collection of short stories, is another favorite. That's where The Mist came from, which was a great adapted for film. It was an excellent movie. And I guess a lot of people have watched it in black and white, and said it enhances it, makes it even better. So you should check that out. To be honest, I don't think I've read a King book since the late 80s, early 90s. So I must be honest there. King hates the adaptation of The Shining. I love it. I think that Kubrick, using it as a source material, made a fantastic film. Shawshank's one of the best adaptations I've ever seen, although please read the story in Different Seasons and you'll get so much more out of it. And Apt Pupil was a great adaptation also from Different Seasons. Happy New Year, Grim Kim. Karis, pour me another Miller Lite.
We get Scary Larry on the line.
Something you can share with the rest of us, Amazing Larry?
End of year greetings, Dark Mark and Karis the Little Mummy. I was thinking of what kind of message I want to leave for your New Year's Eve special, and I came up with it. The 5 best and 5 worst horror movies I watched in 2023. Now I'm going to give a disclaimer that these are new to me movies that I watched for the first time in 2023, not necessarily released in 2023. With that, here we go. 5 worst movies I watched in 2023. Number 5, The Wrath of Becky. Number 4, Manfish. Number 3, The Blackening. Number 2, Infinity Pool. Number 1, worst movie of 2023, It's a Wonderful Knife. Moving on, the 5 best for 2023. There's Something in the Barn. Number 4, Thanksgiving. Number 3, Martyrs, original French version. Number 2, Talk to Me. Number 1, favorite movie, the best of 2023, was Evil Dead Rise. That's what I got for you. Can't wait to start talking about movies in 2024. All right.
Happy New Year, Scary Larry. Nice lists. Although I think we part ways with Evil Dead Rise. Sorry. And before we go, I never answered Grim Kim's trivia question about Chainsaw Massacre and who it was based on. Loosely based on Ed Gein. Or if you're Donald Pleasance, you'd say Gein. But, yeah, loosely based. In fact, Psycho is also based on him, and that is probably a more accurate depiction of Ed Gein.
This is beautiful. What is that, velvet?
Very happy new year from Velvet. This is Velvet the Ghost here, and it is good to be back. Thank you for mentioning me the other day on the show. That was very sweet. I wanted to say a Happy New Year's for the New Year's special. As you can probably hear, I am a bit under the weather. My voice is not doing super well right now, but sicknesses aside, I want to wish everyone a very happy New Year's, and I want to remind everyone that a new year means a new chance to kind of reflect on yourself, on your life, where you're at, and see where you want to go from here. I think it's kind of awesome that New Year's acts as a reminder of the passage of time, because that way we're able to, it kind of forces us to reflect on ourselves and on, where we want to be. Are we the us that we want to be right now, or do we have some work to do? And I will definitely be taking this as an opportunity to get myself back. I'm definitely a person that's gone through some things, and New Year's is kind of reminding me that, hey, I'm doing all right and I'm ready to get back on my feet. So I hope that anyone else who has anything going on in their lives realizes that they are strong and powerful, and that New Year's brings out the best in them. Have an awesome one, and I'll see you in 2024.
So another year comes to a close. 2023 is behind us, like it or not. This is our chance to take all of any bad mojo and throw it into Frankenstein's castle and let it burn. I cherish the followers of Macabre Theater, especially the ones who boldly stepped forward to get a little closer and a little more personal here on Macabrecast. So let's raise a glass and hope for the best, let unpleasantness rest, and we'll do this all again in 2024. See you soon.
We'll take a cup of kindness yet for all anxiety.
This